We ought to detach ourselves from every empirical interest, to regard ourselves as free in acting and yet as subject to certain laws, in order to find right there within ourselves a value that would compensate for the loss of everything that can make our situation desirable. This is in essence the deontological viewpoint in a nutshell. The view that we are to be disciplined, that we are to forego that which would transgress a set of values that we deem objectively correct. To the deontologists, there are stout guiding pillars of morality that remain true in the face of almost irreconcilable outcomes if we continue with these moral pillars. Lying is something you don't get away with in the deontological view. Stealing, even to supply your family with their needed allotment, is unconscionable. The moral facts of the universe and the human condition are not to be transgressed for personal gain, and our duty to attain such a state is paramount. Although deontology is heavily influenced and supported by theological frameworks such as divine command theory, Kantian deontology claims that human moral laws are attributable to reason, that we derive our laws through a rigorous calculation of what reason demands from us. The key to Kantian deontology is universalized maxims. The idea that if a supposed moral truth collapses at the broad implementation of itself, then it cannot remain a moral truth. Act only according to that maxim, whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law without contradiction. In direct opposition to this system of objective guiding principles, we have utilitarianism. The ethical framework that suggests the addition of pleasure and the mitigation of suffering are the sole metrics by which all actions are subject to. If you must lie in order to keep your partner blissfully unaware and to avoid the suffering of you both, then why not? If the only thing you can do to find pleasure is engage in hedonistic activities, then have a go. If the few must suffer so that the many can experience copious amounts of pleasure, then so be it. The ability to experience pleasure and suffering makes us human, and to maximize pleasure is to enhance the human experience. In order to discern which ethical framework we find most acceptable, one must continue to observe. One must continue to pursue information that may conflict with our existing ideals. The intellectual champions of both deontology and utilitarianism make sound cases that are hard to refute wholly. It is up to each of us to decide what the truth about morality is, or if there is even a truth at all.